Yo, welcome back. Another beautiful Monday here on the Man to Man Pod on July 17th.
Yes, sir.
2023. My guy AB back in the building.
What's
good, AB?
What it do, man? What it do? Glad to be back. Sorry I missed y'all, man. Last Monday, was on the road, man. Little mama went down to Myrtle Beach, man. They shut it down there with the dance competition. But again, happy to be back. Great week, great weekend.
Yes,
let's get this week started off right, baby.
Hey, man, happy to have you back. But we got a lot to talk about. Now, we are in the middle of July, so usually it's the time where a lot of sports fans like, man, we got 8 more Sundays till football. What can I watch? This past kind of weekend was fully loaded with some great sports moments. We're going to talk about a few of them for sure. Obviously, we got some golfing. Both of us recently got into golfing. We had our first active athlete win the American Century Championship. Unfortunately, it wasn't one of our guys. It wasn't Pat McAfee. It wasn't A.J. Hawk. It wasn't Pat Peterson. But we will get to who it was out there on the links. A little bit of F1 news. Got some NFL news. We're talking about another division. Today we're talking about the NFC North. We had a quiz last week on who was actually in that division. For those of you who weren't here or that just don't know, that's the Chicago Bears, the Minnesota Vikings, Detroit Lions, and the Green Bay Packers. So we're going to preview that entire division. Anything else we're going to talk about today, B?
Yeah, man. Had some Twitter beef. We're going to talk about that. Had some Twitter beef, man. Two of the best that ever did it. Some baseball news. You know, we're not huge, but we are huge baseball fans here on the Man to Man Pod. But again, man, Ken Griffey, man, doing some good things. Attack the Hbcu, man. We're gonna touch on that. And on the track, man, Sha'Carri Richardson, man, she's doing some good things, man. She's doing some bouncing back. So obviously gonna tap into that. But like D-Bus said, man, we got a lot to talk about, a lot to touch on. It's gonna be a good conversation.
Yes, sir, man. I can't wait to get to it, man. So we will see you guys on the other side of the intro.
Man to man, yeah, we talking. Man to man, they can't guard me. Man to man, they don't wanna see us. Man to man, they don't know how to beat us. Man to man, 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 yeah, man. Must be the struggle that's in me, that's why I want it so bad. Must be the hustler in me that keep my foot on the gas. When you got it from nothing and hard times ain't so bad, just know I'm coming for everything that they said I couldn't have. I put my life inside it, yeah, I kept it solid. Yeah, I played the field, that's how I feel about it. We put numbers on the board, we always up the score. Yeah, we stuck to the plan and never ran. Now they can't see us. Man, yeah, we talking. Man to man, they can't guard me. Man to man, they don't wanna see us. Man to man, they don't know how to beat us. Man to man, 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 man to man.
Any way we can get it, baby. Any way we can get it. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Let's go, man. As we said before, a lot of sports news, a lot of sports talk, big sporting events. This past weekend, I should have we didn't get your take on the tennis stuff too. The big match in Wimbledon. I know you're a huge tennis guy. But
yeah, man.
Did you tap into that at all?
I definitely did, man. I think they was out to get my man, yo. I think they was out to get Joe.
I was against him.
Huh?
The crowd was against him.
I get it. And typically, most of the time, sometimes, it happens that way. You get an underdog, and the crowd, is rooting for the underdog, trying to, build spirits, whatever. But there was a lot of questionable calls, man, on my guy. I think he's probably gonna go down as the GOAT. But again, man, it was some great competition out there, in Wimbledon, man. We gotta get out there one year.
I'm with it. I saw a lot of people popping up there, suited and booted,
Yeah.
3-piece on, double breasted. So okay, it looked like my kind of vibe out there, but it was a huge underdog. We'll probably have some info on that. We'll talk about a little bit more at the end because I don't want to mess up young guy's name. But we do love a good underdog story. We love a good bet on yourself story.
Bet on yourself, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So again, he was, I think, the first from Spain since Nadal.
Okay.
I want to believe, but again, like you said, don't want to chop his name up. But we'll touch on that later on.
We definitely get him right. He deserves his moment in time. But let's get to a big time signing in our division. The first division, I believe, we talked about on here, the AFC South. Obviously, very familiar with that, being former Colts. That's the Titans, the Colts, the Jags, and the Texans. Mm-hmm. And D-Hop back in the AFC South. We knew his signing, Dalvin Cook signing, is probably, a week or so away, but we knew this was coming kind of around training camp. He talked about what he was looking for in his next squad. He said he was looking for a quarterback that loved the game. He said he was looking for stable leadership in the front office. I forgot what his third thing was, but we know it's about the money.
Yeah.
And business is about the money, especially at this point in his career. Now, if history repeats itself, this is where a lot of great Hall of Fame receivers, where their career kind of goes and they go off into the abyss. But we'll see if that happens with D-Hop, signed with the Tennessee Titans on a 2-year, $26 million deal. Could be up to $32 million with incentives. What were your first thoughts when you saw this come across, assuming you saw this come across your Twitter timeline?
My first thoughts was, but then, once you kind of take a step back and you kind of look at the dynamic and how the team is structured, I think it actually could be, pretty good for a couple people, right? Obviously, D-Hop. Then you talk about Derrick Henry. You talk about the run game. And when you play against that offense, your main concern is stopping that run. So you can put guys in the box. So now when you have a number one receiver like D-Hop outside, you're going to have to do some different things as far as defensively to make sure you either got a safety over top of D-Hop, so you're not going to be able to stack the box like you normally would. And then also, for the quarterback position, Tannehill, you have a number one that you can go to. You traded your you sent your number one, A.J. Brown, to Philadelphia.
I saw a lot of people talking about that.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all might as well just re-sign the young boy AJ if you was gonna go out and pay $13 a year to D-Hop. But
facts. But again, I know Tannehill's happy for this signing. I know Derrick Henry is happy for this signing. You got Coach Mike Vrabel, who's a great coach. So again, and then you got a good defense. You got a good, solid defense. On the other side, you got Rand Carthon coming in, his first year GM with the Tennessee Titans. So again, man, I think it could work. I still have that Jacksonville Jaguars team though, at the top of the AFC South.
And now a lot of people are on the Jaguars bandwagon at this point, and you were on them last year going into the season. You're like, hey, this may be that team that makes that kind of Cincinnati Bengal-ish turnaround. Some people were in or out with Trevor Lawrence after the debacle with Urban Meyer at the head coach. Doug Peterson comes in, turning around. They make a playoff run, get a playoff win.
Yeah.
They've only gotten better this offseason too with Calvin Ridley. They just re-signed Evan Ingram, which the next guy we're going to talk about. But yeah, I kind of had the same feeling when I first saw this signing. Like, I would like to see him, I guess go to what I feel at least is a contender. A lot of people always write off the Titans, but like you said, Mike Vrabel is a great coach. They do fight. They show up every Sunday. It's going to be a battle, regardless of. I remember they had Malik Willis out there last season for one game, and they barely were getting first downs. And I think still took the Chiefs, I think, to overtime. So they're going to fight. They're going to be ready to play. They're going to be a physical ball club. And like you said, this does help Derrick Henry out. Him seeing 8-9 man boxes week in, week out. Help the young kid, Traylon Burks, out too, who came on strong towards the end of the year at receiver. And now you would expect D-Hop to get more attention. Is he going to be getting double teamed? Is the safety leaning to him? Probably not at this point in his career. I don't think not with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. That's the problem when you are a receiver. You got to be dependent on that quarterback position. And
look at here, you thought that
you think Ryan Tannehill starts win the starting job number one, or keeps his starting job? Should I say?
I think he will be
season as a starter.
I think he will be. He will be there week one.
Ryan Tannehill will be.
I think Ryan Tannehill will be there week one. I think we've had this conversation before. I think if the team is struggling middle of the season, I think we will see Will Levis. I think we will see him come in and taking over that starting position. But week one, Tannehill will be their starting quarterback. And if we look at D-Hop didn't play the first, how many games was that last? 6?
Yeah, I think it was 6.
First 6 games last year, man, and he ended that season still almost 1,000 yards. He still has that playmaking ability. He still has that playmaking ability. So again, as much as we say about Tannehill, D-Hop can make him look great. You know what I'm saying? As far
he's done it before with some.
I know D-Hop is down there. I'm gonna throw it up, and I'm gonna see if the best man wins, and hopefully he has a Titans helmet on. So again. This could spark a lot of confidence in Tannehill. We could see a total different quarterback than what we've seen in the past. Could be wishful thinking, but I still think D-Hop garners that attention from defenses.
Okay, I think it barely moved the odds on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Our presenting sponsor of the Man to Man Pod. I think it barely moved the Tennessee Titans Super Bowl odds once this signing happen. But it's gonna be interesting to see, man. Things always look good or bad. We always have our opinion on paper in July and August, but once some real games get to going in September, we shall see. And I expect it to be a competitive division. Obviously, Jacksonville won it last year. I think the Colts got better. I think Texans for sure got better. Now, when we see those fruits, we see those trees bear fruits this year. Maybe not. They definitely got better at a lot of important positions, including the head coaching position with DeMeco Ryan coming in there. And then obviously the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who else? Who's the other team I'm leaving out?
No, you said it. Sure, you said Jacksonville, Indy, the Titans.
Okay, there we go.
Texans. Yeah.
Well, it's a competitive division. We shall see. And Tannehill's the old head in that division. He's the veteran at the quarterback position. So they should be in good shape. We had 4, I believe, guys who were franchised. I talked about it last week. Evan Ingram, Tony Pollard, Saquon, Josh Jacobs. Is there anybody else out there with that tag on them?
No, I think that's and then it was Double E.
Yep, Double E. But today, 4:00 is the deadline for those guys mentioned to secure a long-term deal, or they will either hold out or have to play under the franchise tag for this season. Evan Ingram avoided that. He signed his long-term deal. I think he earned it. He deserved it for sure. With the Jacksonville Jaguars, had a really good year, probably his best season since his rookie year. Evan Ingram had last year with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Signed a 3-year, $41 million deal to stay with that offense, loaded offense.
Loaded.
Ridley, Kurt,
Etienne.
Kurt. Got some dogs out there. Double E, Trevor Lawrence coming along. What's your thoughts on this signing, man? NFC South making moves.
Man, look at here, man. I told y'all last year what I thought about the Jacksonville Jaguars, even though they're in the same division as our coach, man. But again, being a team in the Evan Ingram 1 year, my last year in NY, you could just see, man, like he had the tools. You know, he had the tools to be one of those top receiving type tight ends, and to get him into a situation that he's in now, like you said, with an offense that has a lot of firepower on the outside, that quarterback and in the backfield, man, it just opens it up for guys like him to run down the middle of the field, create mismatches with linebackers and nickelbacks, man. So again, I think this is a great signing for Jacksonville. Obviously, when you have guys in the building, you want to keep your playmakers in the building. And I think, you know, like you said, Doug Peterson, Trevor Lawrence, I think they're building something over there. But again, a great signing for them. Salute to Evan Ingram, man. But we got Jacksonville not going to surprise anybody this year.
Nah.
They're not going to surprise anybody this year. So again, they're going to be getting a lot of people. They're going to be getting their best shot. They know what Jacksonville, what they have. Even on the defensive side, they got a lot of young cats that played well last year. So a great signing, man. You know, we talking about Jacksonville, we talking about it, but obviously, like you always say, if we talk about it here on the pod, you got to go out there and play. You're gonna have the bullseye on your back. But again, great signing. I love it.
And how do you we talk about it too a lot. How do you handle that success?
Yeah.
Right. That success is sometimes tougher to handle than failure. So going into that next year, Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence, you know, they got that rapport now. And that's the good thing. Unfortunately, for defensive coaches at least, when you make that right offensive head coach hire and you got a young quarterback that you're trying to develop, you're trying to get that Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid type relationship that you don't have to deal with a good offensive coordinator going and getting a head coaching job every year or 2 years. So they got another year under their belt, a full offseason, another. I think Calvin Ridley is really good, potentially a top 10 receiver in the NFL if he's fully healthy doing this thing. So definitely keeping a close eye on this Jacksonville Jaguars team, man.
Hey, you're a great defensive mind. So you got Jacksonville Jaguars on your schedule the next week. Again, you got Trevor Lawrence, you got Ridley, you got Etienne, you got Ingram. Like, how do you slow this offense down? Like, what is it? What would D coordinator D Butt do to slow this offense down?
Man, that's tough because if Trevor Lawrence continues to develop, if he stacks another year like he had last year, it's tough, man. It's tough because Etienne, he don't get talked about a lot, but he's explosive. Like, he get that ball, he can go 50, 60 at any point in time. And I guess I'm still old school, so I'm still coming in trying to stop that run game because all of the great quarterbacks I remember playing against, the Peyton Mannings, the Drew Breeses, the Tom Bradys, like, you still wanted to eliminate the run game because if they had the drop back pass in the play action game, you like it, that's just, you can't stop it. So the game plan still will be to make Trevor Lawrence drop back 35, 40 times throwing the ball. And then, you know, he's still a young quarterback. So you got your ABs, you got your veteran guys back there on the back end. You want to make some, make them make some mistakes and take advantage of it, which we saw the Chargers do in the playoff game. They just couldn't finish it on the other side in the second half. But that's still the game plan. You know, try to limit that run game, limit Etienne out of the backfield with his big plays, and make him continue to put that ball in the air time in and time out. But it's tough sledding. These quarterbacks and a lot of these coordinators, they want to throw the ball. You know what I mean? Those that used to be handoffs for us, now those are quick passes, quick screens where they want 5-6 yards to get the drive started. So it's still tough, but Trevor Lawrence is still a young quarterback. So the game plan still would be, hey, make him beat you down in, down out, big downs, big drives, make him drop back, make the right decisions, accurate throws, and got to take your chances. You got to take your chances there, man. But great signing, I think, for the Jacksonville Jaguars and Evan Ingram. I think a lot of people, I love to see a guy, because everybody got their own journey in the league, whether you're a first rounder, a free agent, whatever it is, you got to go out there and prove yourself week in, week out, practice in, practice out. And once a lot of people wrote him off, he moved around a little bit. landed on his feet in Jacksonville, and now it looks like he's in a good spot, man. So I love to see that for him.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
But we'll see if any of these other guys on this list can get it figured out. Some very talented football players, all playing the same position. With Saquon, Tony Pollard, Josh Jacobs, all in the prime, it seems like the beginning of their prime years. It should be, but still looking for legit deals. You got Jonathan Jones, a tweet up here from J Jones 9 on Twitter. Franchise tag deadline is 4 p.m. today for running back Saquon, Josh, and Tony Pollard. At the moment, not a ton of optimism that we will see a long-term deal with any of the three, but deadlines are known to spur action. So I don't think Joe Mixon taking a pay cut
help.
He just took a pay cut recently. It's tough, man. It's just tough for the running backs, man. But how do you see either of these three guys getting a deal done?
Man, I would.
Jacobs.
And this is just being on the other side and being a realist, right? So Tony Pollard coming off injury, I think that would be tough. And just speaking on business, if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, coming off injury, I wouldn't, just because I'm not sure how he's going to recover. Obviously, from the player standpoint, I want to see everybody get their bread. Yep. Josh Jacobs, Saquon, I don't know why we even having this discussion. Josh Jacobs was playing in the last game.
He lead the damn league.
He led the league, but then even in conversation we were having going into last year, like, was he going to make Oakland's roster?
Playing in the was he playing like the third preseason game?
Yeah,
something like that.
Or was it the Hall of Fame? Was they in the Hall of Fame game or something like that? And he was something like that. So I definitely believe Josh Jacobs and Saquon, man, undeniably should, they deserve their long-term security. No doubt about it, no question. I don't care about the market for this position. These two guys are catalysts for their team, for their offense. So again, I hope and I wish that by 4 p.m. these two guys, well, all three of these guys will have a long-term deal. But again, just being a realist, just keeping it a buck. Tony Pollard situation, I feel like right now is just a little different coming off that injury. But shit, man, we gonna roll the dice, and hopefully we can see him, get that money.
And it's different for Tony Pollard. Josh Jacobs and Saquon, they've been the centerpieces of their offense, and Saquon was drafted. These both first-round draft picks, I believe. Saquon and Josh Jacobs, but Tony Pollard, he was, kind of would come in and spell Zeke. They would kind of be that thunder and lightning. And a lot of people always look at like that second back, like, hey, man, he need to get the ball. And we said it on the show, I'm like, hey, he need more touches. He need 20. He need this. He need that. So now it's a different ball game when you become. It's kind of like when you are that, wide receiver 2, and then you become wide receiver 1, and you get that focus of, hey, we got to limit this guy. He becomes a game record now. Hey, this is a game record. On that Wednesday meeting when we're talking about the team and how to stop them, we got to stop Tony Pollard. We got to stop CeeDee Lamb. Those are the game records now. So it's different. So maybe the Cowboys want to see that. Cowboys want to see that for 1 year before they pay him that money. I get that. But to your point, Saquon and Josh Jacobs, I think it's a no-brainer. Even with the position losing value. Like, every team has a different identity. They got different core players, and I think they need to continue to build around those guys. I hope they get their money, man. Dalvin's still out there waiting for a team. I saw him celebrate the D-Hop signing, but he's still waiting for a team. I think that'd be a great pickup, whoever steps up their offer, assuming, and picks him up. But yeah, moving on. Still talking about receivers. Got this message right before we went live. Man, that's always something players, especially new players coming into the league, see themselves in the game, play with their character in the game for the first time. Madden drops. Some people not too happy with the gameplay, but it still means something, especially when you're in that 99 club. So Jay Jettis, I think we both might have picked him going into the season last year to be the offensive player of the year. He had an unbelievable year he is the newest member of the 99 club. You think it's deserving? How you feel about this 99 rating for Justin Jefferson?
The 99, man, it's at the receiving jump, man, the receiving position. It's tough. He had a hell of a year.
99.
99. Like, I think it's tough, man. You look at some of the other receivers that's in the game. Is like, is he that much more? Is he that much better than the other receivers when you talk about Cheetah? You talk about Jamal Chase,
Devontae Adams,
Stephon Diggs. You know what I'm saying? So like when you think about 99, it's like if I'm thinking about 99, I'm thinking like, oh, this guy is just that much better than everyone else in his position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I think about when I think about a 99 club. And no knock on Jay Jettis, he's a dog. I just don't think he's that much better than the rest of the guys that's playing his position.
And Devontae Adams was in it last year. I don't know if he'll be in it again this year. I think he had a pretty good year last year. Obviously didn't put up those same Green Bay type numbers, but great receiver. I feel you. I think I don't know about 99 just yet. Tyreek Hill, is another guy. But on the video game, I have played Madden with Justin Jefferson, and if you going off how he play on that game,
I mean, shit. If you got him at 99, he got to be different on the game.
Yeah, 99. The only thing, I don't know. Slay kind of had that boy, and you don't see 99 get put in the handcuffs. And Travis Kelce, 99. Aaron Donald.
You know, Patrick
Mahomes.
Yeah, I get it.
So I feel you. He about 90. I put him about 96, which ain't no knock. Hey, you a 96. Maybe 97, but 99, that's tough. But hey, salute to you, man. We don't make the game. That's EA Sports' job. And he's been doing everything, all the records, the receptions, the big play. I think he won the ESPY for the player of the year with the one-hand grab on like that 4th and 18 against Buffalo. Yeah, which was incredible. So shout out to Jay Jettis. Newest member of the 99 club, man. I may get him.
They still give out the chain. They still do the chain for the 99 club.
They got to. They can't stop that. I know a lot of businesses and industries and stuff out there making cuts and stuff. Budget. I hope they still give them they chains or they cleats or something, man. Because 99. Hey, shout out to that boy, man.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to that boy. What you want to move to next, man? We got a lot of little quick stuff here. Man,
we still talking ball, man. We still got to touch on the NFC North. And like I said, we had a little bit of Twitter beef, and it's crazy because before we jumped on live, we talked about it because we had this same discussion maybe a year or two ago.
Yeah.
And for the people that don't know, we had Asante Samuel, man, pod alum.
Yep.
You know, he was talking about actually he was talking about Sauce Gardner. He started talking about Sauce Gardner and how, you know, he felt like some of the other young corners weren't getting the same pub that he was getting based off Sauce being in the New York market. And then he went from
talking about Tariq. I think he said Tariq Woolen had the better rookie year out there in Seattle. He's at 6 picks.
Yeah. And then you know, he got to talking about Darrell Revis, Hall of Fame Darrell Revis, and how, you know, numbers and being that Darrell Revis was in the New York market, you know, got him a GOAT. All this. I thought everything was nonsense. I think we've talked about it before. It's like,
whoa. What you thought was nonsense?
I felt the back and forth was nonsense.
Okay.
The back and forth was nonsense. 2 great corners, 2 of the best corners that played during our era. Even to play the position, you know what I mean? To really speak facts. So we always talk about, like, you know, you look at the tight ends, man, how the tight ends get together every year. And we always talk about, damn, man, why can't the DBs?
The pass rushers?
Yeah, pass rushers. DBs, we built a little different. You know what I'm saying? We built a little different. But I hate I hated to see this on Twitter, and I know we was kind of going back and forth, like, damn, like why they got to go at it like that? And I think somebody asked you a question on Twitter, was like, you know, if you had to, like, who would you side with? And you was like, you know, if it was like a cover 2 type or 2 high, 2 shell type defense, you would go with Asante. If it was like a single high, you would go with Darrell Revis. And then obviously you look at these 2 players, Asante Samuel, I think he ended his career with 51 interceptions. Darrell Revis, not as many interceptions, but his
29.
impact 29, but his impact on the game, the way he was able to, you know, we call it Revis Island, the way he would just be able to cut off a whole side of the field. It was like, who would you rather go with? And we talked about this 2 years ago. I was like, man, as a D coordinator, if you could give me somebody that I didn't have to worry about a half of the field, shit, man, give me that guy. But then you was like, well, shoot, man, get somebody that could turn the ball over.
Yeah.
And I could get the ball back to my offense. Give me that guy. I don't think it's a wrong answer. But again, man, how did you feel about this back and forth between two of the greats?
I hated to see the beef. But you know how it is. You got egos. You got, you know, we had. Hey, I would encourage everyone to go back in the archives and find the Asante Samuel man-to-man interview. And if you're gonna watch that, I don't think you'll be surprised by anything he said. On his timeline, or anything he says on his timeline, or his podcast. I think his podcast is called The Art of the Interception, I believe. And that's all Zant cared about, the ball. That's all he cared about was the ball. And Zant is we from the same area of Broward County. I looked up to Zant my whole life pretty much when it came to playing that position. You know, I was a smaller guy, played footwork, good footwork, had good ball skills. So that was one of the guys that I tried to model some of my game after. And then being around the same age as Revis, seeing it in the Big East, we were in the Big East together. Then I got drafted to the AFC East. So I had a front row seat to Revis Island and just seeing him develop over the time and how at his peak, I didn't see a cornerback better at his peak. I think every corner in the league was watching Revis tape, especially when it came to what he did at that line of scrimmage, eliminating routes, patience, footwork, all that type of stuff, man. But like you said, we had that conversation, and I don't think it's a right or wrong answer. Even when I made that answer, Gerard Powers, another man-to-man alum, was like, man, get out of here with that PCBS, man. What's the real answer? Him and Casey Hayward kind of put my feet to the fire.
Right.
And I said, look, if I had the draft, if it was in the draft and you got Revis and Zant in the draft, I'm taking Revis in the draft. You know, I would say overall Revis was the better corner, but a lot of people just kind of wrote it off like Zant was just some, you know, some average or good player. Like, hold on now.
Yeah, that's not the case.
Hold on now. That's not the case at all. Zant had a stretch where he was 10 picks, 9, 7, 6, 5 type shit. This was the tweet mentioned because PFF, all the little different media outlets got on this conversation, start putting out their questions to get interaction and whatnot. Not bit. So PFF, all right, let's settle this. Asante Samuel or Darrell Revis. And depends on the scheme. My answer was it depends on the scheme. If I'm a 2 high shell-based defense, give me Zant. Once again, you know Zant. Instincts, reading the quarterback. We asked him his top 5 receivers he played against during his career. He said, I can't even give you those. I can give you the top 5 quarterbacks because that's who I playing that left back position. So I said 2 high defense, give me Zant. If I'm a single high, where it's man-to-man, for y'all that don't know or maybe new to the pod, single high is 1 deep free safety. And then you got everybody else kind of down. And then a 2 high is like you got 2 safeties back. So it could be quarters, it could be cover 2. And that creates more indecision on the quarterback as to what the cornerback's going to do if you got 2 high safeties, because now the corner can rotate up. He can do different things. If it's single high, a quarterback knows those corners, they got to have deep responsibilities because nobody else can get to that sideline. So that was my answer. And I say you can't go wrong with either, in my opinion. And, you know, like I said, me and AB had this debate. Would you rather have that guy to take away a side, or would you rather have that guy to give your quarterback and offense extra possessions? Me personally, especially in today's NFL where you got 2, 3 legit targets on offense on every team. Like, no, it ain't like guys come out and you take away Andre Johnson, early on in the Texans, we're going to have a good chance when you take away that. Like, nah, people got 2-3 options now. So give me the guy that's going to get that tater bean and get it back to the quarterback. But I hated to see the big. We actually had a big spaces that Darius Slay started. And we said we're going to do some type of DB summit where we're going to all get together next offseason. Hey, you definitely got to be a part of it. We got to figure out the location. And break bread, man, fellowship, learn game. Sauce was on there. He was talking. A lot of DJ Reed, a lot of the guys. Antonio Cromartie was in there, chopping it up, man, because you usually don't see this type of beef, pause, especially when it comes to the young guys. Sauce just getting his feet wet. It ain't his fault he got drafted in New York. He went top 5 in New York. He did everything he was supposed to do on the field to get the hype that he's getting. I think he's deserving of it. But yeah, man, it definitely led to some great conversations by 2 great players. It was a lot of funny back and forth. And at the end of the day, Asante Samuel deserved to be in the Hall of Fame.
No question.
Like at this point, he should be in there. Darrell Revis, he was deserving to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But it was definitely some interesting convo in the DB world.
Yeah.
The last couple weeks, man. Man, who your top 5 corners though, all time, on the spot?
Top 5 corners.
Top 5. I won't say all time. I'll say top 5 that you've seen. You didn't necessarily, I play with him or against him. But
I'm gonna go top 5. I'm gonna go Dion.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Champ. No particular order.
No order.
No order.
Okay.
No order. I'm just giving you my top 5. I'm gonna go Dion. I'm gonna go Champ. I'm gonna go Rod Woodson. I'm gonna go Seawood, and I'm gonna go Revis. No. Take Revis out and give me Ty Law.
From the same city. They both from Aliquippa, both Hall of Famers. That's tough. I think I know for sure I got the same top 4. Prime, Champ, 12-time Pro Bowler, I believe. Most by any DB ever. Give me Prime, give me Champ, Seawood. Rod Woodson was that deal. He obviously moved to safety and played. Rod got to be in there too. Rod Woodson. Yeah, Revis too. I mean, I go Revis. You got Law. I got to put Revis in there at top 5. His peak was different.
And then it's still like Darrell Green.
Got D Green. You got some of my favorites to watch. It's Love Aeneas Williams. I did a lot of research on Mel Blount. Obviously, didn't watch him a lot.
Yeah, he changed. He actually changed
legend.
The game.
He was like 6'2", 6'3", 4'4".
6'4".
Legitimately changed how the game is played because he was mauling cats at the line of scrimmage. Charles Woodson, 4 All-Pros out the gate. Rookie, second, third, fourth year, 4 All-Pros, then won the Defensive Player of the Year, the nickel, then went on to play safety. A lot of greats, man. Ronnie Lott even was a All-Pro corner early in his career. So whenever you're going between these greats, you start to split hairs. But I think we've got I like the top 5.
And
I feel good about
when we talk about your top 5, obviously it's all opinionated. You know what I'm saying? It's all opinionated. Everybody gonna see the game differently for the most part. But again, like you can take away 1 or 2 guys potentially and put some other guys in. If you even in that conversation as far as top 5 shit, you probably deserve it. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So again, man, hats off to the guys.
You know who slept on, whose career slept on?
Who?
Stephon Gilmore. When it's all said and done, he gonna have because it ain't too many corners. Ain't too many corners walking around with that depoy.
Yeah.
And they on their trophy case. They can say, hey, with Aaron Donald and J.J. Watt and Von Miller and all these great pass rushers in the league, I got one of these defensive players of the year, Super Bowl champ, still playing good ball at this point in his career. So I think he don't talk a lot. He don't make a lot of headlines off the football field, but Gilly Locke, his Patrick Peterson, he's still playing. Yeah. His resume is very impressive. I think 8 Pro Bowls straight out the gate, which was the first guy since Barry Sanders, I think, to do that. So it's a lot of guys with a lot of impressive. Yeah, a lot of guys with a lot of Richard Sherman. Obviously, speaking of the guys who are, recently retired, Keith Talib, a lot of guys, man. A lot of guys, good ball players, man. But yeah, the DB beef was interesting, pause.
Mm-hmm. Man, let's run it off with this NFC North, man. It's been a lot of good conversation, a lot of talk, man.
Facts. Let's
NFC North.
Before we move on, before we get to that, I know what's going on with this. Why it's not coming up? Oh, there we go.
Woo! There you go. Hey, man,
talk about this before we move on.
Facts. Shout out to King Griffey, man. King Griffey Jr. First annual HBCU Swing Man Classic.
Mm-hmm.
They need to put some more publicity behind this, man, and push this a little more. This was the first year they had it. It was at the MLB All-Star game this year. They had 50 baseball players from HBCUs from 17 HBCUs around the country. And the goal here was to get these student athletes in front of coaches and executives. And a quote from King Griffey was that when he was playing, the roster was probably 18% black.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's 6% black. So again, the baseball world is more, it's expensive. It's more on the traveling side now. So when you talk about, the black community, we really don't touch baseball as much as we do other sports, i.e. basketball, football. But again, man, this was a good thing. King Griffey Jr., also the MLB, to get more attention to try to get the black community back in touch with the game of baseball, man. So again, I thought it was a beautiful thing, man. I didn't hear about it until after the All-Star game.
Oh wow, damn. Yeah, I saw some things about it. I actually saw one of the guys with King Griffey during the home run derby, which I gave y'all the pick plus 350, Vlad Guerrero Jr. to win it. Gave y'all that last Monday. He won it. But I saw one of the guys, I can't remember his name, but he was standing with King Griffey in like the dugout speaking on it. But like you said, definitely need more hype behind this. And the access, when you got some of these underserved communities, like you said, it's expensive, like the equipment. A lot of us can go and get a football and meet up at the field or go to the basketball court and play hoops. You have that access. That's why you have so many of us in the leagues. But the access to baseball is a lot tougher to get into. So we need to do a better job somehow, some way of getting more kids involved in these communities. Same with golf. You see a guy like Steph Curry, I believe he played high school golf, and he's doing a lot of things with his foundation and stuff. I know he's done some things with Howard as well to get more people and help that access in the golf world. And speaking of Steph Curry, before we move on, but shout out to King Griffey once again for his HBCU Classic. I love that logo too, man. He was the picture perfect swing. The kid up there with that backwards hat, like that was iconic. But Steph Curry, the American Century Championship, huge tournament out there in Lake Tahoe every year. I've mentioned it earlier. I got Pat McAfee was in it. AJ Hawk played, A-Rod, all them boys. Steph Curry became the first active athlete to win this tournament. It's a pretty competitive tournament.
Some good golfers.
Yeah, so I was looking at his scorecard earlier, but he actually won it with a walk-off eagle putt on the 18th. So an eagle, that's like if it's a par 5, you got 5 shots to get it in there. He made it on his 3rd shot, long putt.
Sheesh.
Shout out to Steph Curry, man. His dad, I think, finished top 15 too, Darrell Curry, and his brother played in it too, Seth Curry. So shout out to King Griffey, obviously with the HBCU Swingman Classic. And shout out to this guy, man. He special talent. Just a special talent.
You can't even hate, man. You can't even hate on the man. Yeah. Like hole in one. And then like just even out there, they had some NBA guys out there. So they had like a basket out there. You walk by the goal, hey, take a shot. They had Ray Allen. I think they had Kyle Lowry. Nobody made it. Then Steph Curry walk up, get the jump. Nothing but that. So man, shout out to the guy, man. Keep doing this thing, man.
Special guy. Speaking of special talent, Sha'Carri Richards, she bounced back.
Bounced back. For real.
Yeah, had a lot of people talking a lot of shit on her journey, and obviously as a young athlete, in the spotlight, you're gonna go through some things. But I love to see people go through that shit and then bounce back, betting on themselves once again. And she's been dominating. Newly crowned U.S. national champion, Sha'Carri Richards clocked a 10.76 to run away with the victory in the women's 100-meter dash. She did that against
just the
Ricky
week
Jackson
before. The week before, she had a personal best of 10.65. Moving.
She threw that shit off and got busy.
I know. I'll tear the hell out of my hamstring trying to run that fast right now.
What? Hell yeah, man. She's smoking shit right now. But let's get to it, man. NFC North.
No pun intended.
This is what y'all came for, man. NFC North, the division odds. Am I seeing that correctly?
You are, man.
Who's that up top, baby?
The NFC North division odds got the Detroit Lions at the top of the division.
Wow.
Got Minnesota coming in second at plus 270. Green Bay Packers plus 350. And your Chicago Bears at plus 420.
Don't put that on me. But let's start with the bottom of the, I guess what was predicted right now. Justin Fields had a successful individual year. The team did not. Had the number 1 pick, traded to the Carolina Panthers, but got better this offseason. Got DJ Moore over there. Who else did the Bears get this year? Chase Claypool. Last year they got him. They got some weapons. Mooney's still there. Got some weapons. Eberflus, head coach. Chicago Bears set at 7.5 wins. I think they won 3 games last year. Which way you going on this one, AB? Over or under 7.5 wins?
Under. I'm going under 7.5. Even though shout out to my DB coach at the coach, man, Alec Williams, the DC over there in Chicago. But I'm going under 7.5 wins for the Chicago Bears this upcoming season.
I'm right there with you. I think they are still a year or 2 away for competing. Now, this is a division with Aaron Rodgers exiting for the New York Jets. It's a division where you got some opportunity. You got Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions, their favorite right now. You got Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. Then you got Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. So the Jordan Love era begins. Justin Fields, special talent. He's a headache. If I was a deep coordinator or defensive player coming into that game, it's a headache when you got a guy that can run for 150 yards at the quarterback position. And I know he can throw the ball as well. It's about having a good game plan offensively, protection, and repeating that stuff in the pass game. But 7.5 wins, I think that's a little lofty. I want to say that's a 1 win higher than what the Colts.
Yeah,
so I'm going under. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And then even like you said, like Justin Fields had a great individual season. Like he changes your whole meeting room all week. He changes your whole entire meeting room in the defensive meeting room your whole week just because of what you just said, where he has the capability of running for 150 yards. So now it's your D line, the way we rush it. We can't get up the field. We can't create these lanes.
Keep him in the box.
Keep him in the box. So again, and then it's, you might have a whole drill set for the DBs when you just yelling plaster, plaster, plaster. The quarterback can prolong the play. So again, having that type of ability at the quarterback position is going to give you a chance to win games. And like you said, it's going to cause headache on the defensive side of the ball, man. But again, 7.5 under.
Well, lofty, man. He could surprise and come out there and win 10 games, though.
You got to play the game.
They got to play the game, man. And Jordan Love, it's new for him. He's got to play the game, too. Every week, he's going to be that guy. He's going to be the starter. I remember Slay speaking very highly of him after some short action. But they're at 7.5 wins as well, the Green Bay Packers. You'll make some money, get plus 100 if you bet the under. So the books are expecting them to get over. 7.5 wins, Green Bay Packers. Matt LaFleur, the head coach. He always wins a bunch of games, but that's with Aaron Rodgers at the quarterback position. I'm going over. I still like, even with Devontae Adams gone, Lazard gone, I still like LaFleur as an offensive mind. I still like the backfield with Jones and Dillon. Yeah. Big Bob Tunyon. I still think they win at least. I think they win 8 games. Got a lot of talent on defense as well. I got faith in Jordan Love, too. Is he going to be Aaron Rodgers? Absolutely not. But when you got a guy that's going into the starting lineup and he's not just like, it's not a rookie you just drafted, in the second or third round, or even in the first round, you just throwing him out there in the fire. He's got a little bit of game time, but he's sat behind Aaron Rodgers for 2-3 years and really watched him, how he prepares, how he practices. You got a good offensive mind, calling the plays. I like him to go over. So I'm going Green Bay Packers over to start the Jordan Love era. Where you at with AB?
I'm with you, D-Bud. I got him over again. Being able to lean on that backfield. You got Christian Watson, man, on the outside. Had a hell of a year last year, his rookie season. Again, you say, Coach LaFleur, but then again, I don't think on this pod we talk about just the culture of that, the culture in that building of that team. Jordan Love being able to step in, sat behind, like you said, a future Hall of Famer and A-Rod. Mm-hmm. So again, I think he'll be able to come in and do some things, being able to have the whole OTAs, taking all the 1 reps, and then going in training camp here in the next week or two, being able to have all those reps as well. I think it's going to do some dividends for him and for the team. Yeah. So I'm with you, man. Over 7.5 for the Packers.
Yeah, man. That speaking of that organization, like just having a good organization, obviously the history, but you're expected to win football games as a Green Bay Packer. And I think they have the people to do it. So, but once again, got to play the game. Got to play the games. And this is a team coming off a 13-win season, right? Didn't the Vikings win 13 games last year?
Yeah.
A lot of people felt like they were lucky. They won a lot of games by the skin of their teeth. But, hey, it's a fine margin between winning and losing in the National Football League. And Kevin O'Connell, been a rookie head coach, won a lot of those games that, Mike Zimmer and those guys weren't winning. Kirk Cousins still a quarterback, going into a contract year, I think, another contract year for Mr. March. He debuted. Did you watch Quarterback at all on Netflix?
I didn't. I've heard good. I heard good things about it though. So I gotta tap into it. You watch it?
I watched the first episode. I didn't continue watching. For like average fan, even if you are an avid football fan, you definitely get access to these guys playing that position that you've never really seen before. And you got 3 different guys. You obviously got Kirk Cousins, who had the season that he had, which was a good season, got to the playoffs, didn't end well. Marcus Mariota, who got benched during the year after, I think he got benched the same week he was having a child, which is tough. That's part of being in the league. And then you got Patrick Mahomes, who went on to win the Super Bowl. So you get to see all those different journeys unfolding in real time. So it's dope to watch. It's definitely worth to watch on Netflix. Quarterback. But Justin Jefferson, we talked about being a 99 club. He named his top 5 quarterbacks. He did not name his quarterback in that. But another story for another day. Their over-under is set at 8.5 coming off a season when they won 13 games.
Do they get 9 wins? No.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they get 9 wins. I think it's not having Dalvin Cook. That's going to be a big loss for them. Defensively, man, I just don't know.
They were bad defensively last year.
Yeah, and that I just think they didn't get any better on the defensive side of the ball, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have Minnesota Vikings winning 9 games.
Oh, I'm going over. I shout out Kevin O'Connell coming in as a rookie last year. The rookie head coach did decent last year. But shout out Kevin O'Connell. KOC winning 13 games. I think they follow with at least 9. We just talked about the division with the Bears, the new look Packers. The Lions had a good year, but can they stack that up? We'll talk about them next. But yeah, give me the over. Still got Justin Jefferson, 99 club. Still got KJ Osborne. Don't make a lot of headlines at the receiver position. Good receiver. Obviously lost Adam Thielen, but you went and drafted Jordan Addison out of USC.
Mm-hmm.
Former Biletnikoff. I love this tape. A little smaller, but he can run all the routes, make the tough catches. And then you're going with Madison in the backfield to be that lead cow, kind of in the same vein as Tony Pollard and what they're doing in the Cowboys. So I still like them win. Like you said, did not get better on defense, at least on paper. We'll see if they play better next season. But give me the Vikings a win. I like them to win 10, honestly. If this was at 9.5, I'll still go over. So Vikings over for me and under for AB. That's the first one I think we disagree on.
Yeah. And so I'm not even going to say surprising, but we haven't seen this in a while. I know shit since I've been on this earth. The Detroit Lions expected to win the NFC North. I know our producer Tone is happy and nervous at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
They have the Detroit Lions at 9.5 wins, over under 9.5 wins. I'm gonna say over. I'm pretty sure you probably gonna agree with me. I got Detroit, man, winning some games. Winning some games this year, man. Again, I feel like they're in the same box as the Jacksonville Jaguars, where they're not going to creep up on anybody. They've been progressively good these past couple of years. So they're going to have the Bulls out on their back as well. But I have them over 9.5.
I'm scared a bit because they all look good. We talked about it on this show. We talked about it with Dan Campbell and his staff, and we liked them. Hard Knocks, I think everybody liked them a little more, but we wanted to see them succeed at the staff. We talked about what would be a successful season going into last season for that staff.
Yeah.
And I think we will both come off that year and say, hey, they had a successful season. They were playing meaningful games into week 18. I think it just depended on who won out of certain games, if they would have got a berth or not. But he lost Jamal Williams.
Yeah.
Jamal Williams was a 17 touchdown score. You did go and draft Gibbs out of Bama, who's people think you reached, but I think it was a great pick. You got Jack Campbell. On the defense side of the ball, signed Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. They made some good signings, AB. They look good, but the Detroit Lions, we talked about with the Packers.
You feel like the Lions are going to Lions, huh?
It's like my mind is telling me all these things. Dan Campbell, Jared Goff look great. Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator. A lot of people thought he would leave for a head coaching job. He stayed as the OC. Jameson Williams he's gonna miss some time, obviously, with his suspension, but he's a special talent. St. Brown. It all looks good on the paper, but are they gonna Lion? And over under 9.5, y'all expected to win in division? I'm going under.
Ooh,
I'm going under, and I love everything.
You got Minnesota winning division.
I got Minnesota winning the division. I like so let me get back to those odds real quick.
Oh shoot, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, if I'm looking at this division and it ain't all about the
winning division. The
It
defense
ain't all
isn't
about the
good.
quarterback.
The minute you just said, man,
at plus 270 right now. That's my division
man.
winner. Plus 270. You got Kirko Chains at quarterback. You got a 99 club at receiver. You got a good offensive head coach. Once again, you talk about that offensive head coach and that quarterback. Give me the Vikes to win this division. Lions, unfortunately, like you said, it's something we haven't seen in our lifetime. In my lifetime, I have never felt comfortable betting on the Lions to win their division.
Damn, you got the Vikings? You got the Vikings to win the division?
Yeah. And I'm in the minority, so the handle to win. According to what's going on in the FanDuel sports book, best sports book in the land, 53% of the handle is on the Detroit Lions to win the division. So a lot of people are agreeing with you, AB. 19% for the Vikings, 21% for the Bears, and 7% of the handle is on the Green Bay Packers. Kind of similar numbers when it comes on the bet percentage. 47% for the Lions, 25% for the Vikes, 8% for the Packers, and 20% for the Bears. Once again, the handle. What does the handle mean in sports betting? The handle is simply the total amount of money the sportsbook has accepted in bets on a game or period of time from bettors. This isn't the book's revenue in a given game or event. The handle represents the total dollar amount wagered. So there you have it right there. In my division winners, once again, are the Minnesota Vikings at plus 270. And AB is going with the favorites, the Detroit Lions. Shout out to the Lions. They're doing some great things. Who else? They drafted Banks out of Bama, too. I love that draft pick. They got the young boy Houston on the edge. And Aiden. Hey, AB. They look good on paper.
Hey.
They look good on paper. I ain't gonna lie. And they score points too. Exciting team to watch. The Lions actually opening up the NFL season. Lions Chiefs to open up the season. So I am a little nervous, but I feel like the Lions gonna line at some point.
Vikings, huh? Hey, we'll see. Like you said, we got to go out there. We got to play the game. You know what I mean? So, you know. But I think it'll end up being a competitive division. I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially with Aaron Rodgers out of it. I feel like everybody coming into the year is like, hey, let's take control of this division. This is our chance. That guy's finally gone. The guy that said he owns the Bears and he's beat everybody for the last decade and a half. But yeah, we shall see, man. It's gonna be interesting. We about to get up out of here. We can fly through a couple more. I know we had our Messi. Lionel Messi is officially in Miami. He got introduced last night. I mean, we saw him in making his way through Publix, which is something he could never do in Argentina or anywhere else he played. But he just out here mobbing around Publix. They letting him live his life for the most part. He had his intro last night for Inter Miami. The weather was terrible. They were still out there in droves. Miami said them sold out in the pouring rain. Fans are still buying the $200 jerseys for Messi. There's a little video of that last night. He actually walked out the little baby.
Yeah.
Crowd looked crazy out there at Drive Pink Stadium.
That's crazy.
Hey, shout out to Messi, man. He really down here. We didn't see this happening, but he's really down here, man.
That's love. That's love.
That's good for America.
Gotta catch a game.
That's good for MLS as a whole. To get a lot of people consider him the GOAT. So to get the GOAT down here is pretty dope. What else we got? Talked about the HBCU Classic.
Oh, the WNBA. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some upgrades, as you can see, for the people that can't see. We talked about last year, the MVP trophy, man. That hardware was horrible last year. but they upgraded it. I guess they heard the conversations and the backlash that they were getting for that piss poor decision of a piss poor decision of an MVP trophy, man. So
Yeah.
shout out to the WNBA, man.
Way to listen to WNBA. This all of that, people ask for, consumers of the sports, people that's watching the sport. Just listen. Kelsey Plum won it last year, 2022. You can see her holding that little baby trophy right there. And then Jewel Lloyd won it this year, and she got the big dog. So I know Plum is like, hey, can y'all retroactively send me one of them joints that look like that? But shout out to those two young ladies, and shout out to this young lady right here.
37.
I didn't like the time they aired this. This was in the middle of the day on Friday, I believe, but 37 points.
Possible 40.
Out of 40, and the 3-point contest was crazy. Was insane. She went off. She had everybody in all. So shout out to Sabrina. I think she's gonna be on the cover of the WNBA's version of NBA 2K.
How is that gonna sell?
Which the
WNBA? Like, how you
I think it's still like NBA 2K. Because I know even on the most recent NBA 2Ks, you can play with the WNBA team. So I don't think it's going to be a separate game.
Okay.
Yeah, but they will have like separate covers. But still, how is that going to sell? I think it'll do well.
Okay.
Some people said it should have been Aja Wilson on the cover. And people, people always going to have their different opinions. I think Asia's she's very, very deserving of that. They ain't got an argument for me here, but yeah, that Sabrina, that final round was crazy. It's a little blurry, but these are the makes and misses that she had. Rack 1 missed the first one, made every other one, and then Rack 4, she missed the last one. That's insane. She out there shooting like me. That's crazy. Shout out.
All right, we're gonna get out of here.
Shout out to
FanDuel.
Yes, sir. Hold on, you thought we was gonna get out of here without talking about some F1? First of all, it's 11-11. Make a wish. So whoever just made a wish that we talk about some F1, boom! Here we go. Race week, Hungarian Grand Prix. Checo Perez right here. He's under some pressure. AB said he don't have the same car as Max. There's no way possible. Got the same car. Not making qualifying 3 in the last 5 races, I believe.
It's no way possible.
In the same car that's won the last 11 races in F1. And the reserve driver from Red Bull was Daniel Ricciardo. But now he will be on the grid racing for AlphaTauri because Nick DeVries was replaced by Danny Ricciardo. Danny Ricciardo is one of the more popular drivers. I would say worldwide, but definitely here in the States too. So they got him up out there. A lot of people were saying, hey, because AlphaTauri is like Red Bull's, like, I don't want to call him like a junior team, but sister team, whatever you want to call it. So if he performs well for the rest of the season, a lot of people are anticipating him replacing Checo Perez in that driver number 2 seat with Red Bull. But he'll be on the track this upcoming race in Hungary. And now for my guy AB, huge tennis guy.
Man, from Front Office Sports, Carlos Alcaraz became the youngest world #1 ever. He just stormed back to take down Novak Djokovic to secure 3 M's and win his first Wimbledon title. He's still the #1 in the world at 20 years old.
Wow.
20 years old at the top of the tennis world and beating.
So when you win Wimbledon, you just become #1? What was he? Was he ranked before this? Do you know? Does anybody know?
I'm not sure, but shit, I would think the Wimbledon, one of the biggest tournaments there. You win that, you gotta be, So I'm not sure if that's how the ranking works. Don't get me
youngest ever. But youngest ever. That's crazy.
But he played a hell of a match. I still feel like they was out. for my man Novak.
Oh, okay. The keeper said he was already.
No, he was already there.
He was already world number one. He was the number one seed. Appreciate you guys getting me right. I wasn't watching, but I was seeing it pop up on my time. This is an epic match. Oh my gosh. If you're missing, so I was like, damn, I know I'm missing a hell of a match right now. I'm mad I missed it. I'm gonna have to go back and watch at least some of the highlights. But Djokovic, you against Djokovic. I'm sure he's been looking up to that guy. His whole tennis career, be only 20 years old. He's been dominating a lot of that time. So for him to go up there and show up and get that dub, shout out to the young kid, man.
Okay, Nakiva, you don't automatically come number one by winning. You get points based on wins in various tournaments. Something that I learned today.
Same. Ace Boogie pretty much said the same thing. He was number one coming in. Winner of the championship would have been number one either way. Novak was number two. Shout out to those guys, man. Almost 5 hours.
Yeah, that shit was 5 hours. That was long. Pause.
Bruh.
You got to be.
Tennis match be 5 hours?
Bruh, just depending on, shit was like 5.
There's no time limit?
The best of 5. I ain't no time limit. Sure, we can go till somebody win. Got to be in shape. And them some athletes right there.
Bruh.
Them some athletes right there.
How much weight? I know that Apple Watch. This Apple Watch
going crazy. Well, they
30 seconds into the match
on the court and
Richard Mills,
big
shit,
time. You know what I'm saying?
Like they don't wear this, especially if you're trying to keep track of your calories.
That shit gonna pause on you.
This shit got me 30 seconds.
Your numbers gonna be off the roof. You look at it, don't been pause for 2 hours. Like
you pause a minute into your workout, but 5 hours. That I did not know that was the thing. So how does it? So what?
Best of 5 sets, and women is best of 3. Sets. Yeah. So best of 5. So shit, if it's 2-2, you got to go into that 5th jump.
That's crazy. Mikey Richardson test match cricket goes for 5 days. You can still. I played some for 5 days. I ain't getting the draw. There's no way in hell. I'm taking every chance possible. That's crazy though. 5 hours. I did not know that. I got to re-rank my athletes across different sports. You doing anything for 5 hours?
That's them athletes right there.
Bruh, man. Now I don't know. Are they more athletes than F1 drivers? I don't know.
Man, no question.
Man, wow. First player other than Djokovic, Murray, Nadal, or Federer to win Wimbledon since 2003. So shit, since he's been born.
Yeah, since he's been born.
That's nuts. Learn something new every day, and they stop for lunch and tea in cricket. Shout out to Mikey Richardson, man. But appreciate y'all, man. AB back in the building. Love to see that, man. Get them right, AB.
You already know it's Monday. Start the week off right, man. Get you 30 minutes in. I'm going to get my hot yoga in later on today.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. Man, get my hot yoga and get my 30 minutes in. Hopefully my Apple Watch hold up so I can see my results. Again, appreciate y'all for tapping in. The man pod, man. We appreciate y'all.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna go get mine in too. I'm gonna go get a lift in. Depending on who in the gym, probably hoop a little bit, and I gotta hit the range. I gotta hit that golf range. I be kicking my brother's ass now. The separation has begun. Y'all boys better get on it, man. Yeah, we out of here, man. Appreciate you. You gotta grow up, bro.
That's how you gonna end the show?
You gotta grow up, man.
Wow.
You gotta grow up. But yeah, man.
Wow. Hey.
We out of here. We'll see y'all on Monday.
That's how you gonna end the show, huh?
We have a lot to talk about on Monday. A lot of sports going on right now. Race weekend. Check out the Hungarian Grand Prix. We got a big golf match this weekend as well. I'll probably have something on FanDuel with that, man. But yeah. That's how we gonna end the show, man. See y'all next week. Get Get your 30 minutes in. We go, man. Oh, man.
Man to man, yeah, we talking. Man to man, they can't guard me. Man to man, they don't wanna see us. Man to man, they don't know how to beat us. Man to man, 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 yeah, man. Must be the struggle that's in me, that's why I want it so bad. Must be the hustler in me that keep my foot on the gas. When you got it from nothing and hard times ain't so bad, just know I'm coming for everything that they said I couldn't have. I put my life inside it, yeah, I kept it solid. Yeah, I played the field, that's how I feel about it. We put numbers on the board, we always up the score. Yeah, we stuck to the plan and never ran. Now they can't see it, man. Yeah, we talking, man to man, they can't guard me. Man to man, they don't wanna see us. Man to man, they don't know how to beat us. Man to man, 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 man to man.
Any way we can get it, baby. Any way we can get it. Hey, I know you don't like talking about yourself, man, but you gotta tell us about this, man.
Man.
HBCU go. We gotta hear about this.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna do some color analysts this coming up, this coming fall. For the new network HBCU Go. Started last year.
Okay.
Started by Byron Allen, the GOAT, the media
Okay.
GOAT. Byron Allen, and also ran by, was under Byron Allen's media company, but ran by Curtis Simmons as well, another media GOAT. So I'll be doing color analysts for the CIAA and the SIAC, two conferences, HBCU colleges.
That's
so
hard.
It'd be dope, man. Be able
That's
to tap
hard,
into my brothers, man. It's on the same path that I came, so being able to, talk some ball. So I'm excited about it, man. Last week we were at the SIAC Media Day. That was my first on the job type situation.
With the crispy white.
You know what I'm saying? So this week, man, we going to Salem, Virginia for the CIAA Media Day. So I'm excited, man. It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. That's
what's up, man. Congrats. I can't wait to tap in and take some notes and listen and you doing your thing. I already know how you're gonna prepare, how you're gonna attack it, how you're gonna do with it. So man, I'm looking forward to that. That's obviously a new chapter. Shit, you're a rookie. You're a rookie all over again, man.
I sat on my first production call meeting while I was in Myrtle Beach. Shit, that shit was a 9 to 4 all in itself. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot that goes into it, man. And again, like I said, I'm receptive to all. Couple guys reached out and said, "Look, man, whatever you need, man, let me know. I can help you, man." So, like you said, man, I'm a rookie at it, so I'm be excited, man. And there's gonna be some goods, there's gonna be some bad, but I could learn and
facts
get better day by day, week by week. That's all that matters.
For sure, man. So HBCU Go, where just because it's 1,000 different cable networks or whatever. How do we find that channel?
So that's a great question, right? So they're actually, I can't really talk about a lot. So I'll be able to get back to you on that.
Right. So next week we'll have some more information on it.
But HBCU Go, man, it's gonna be fun this year.
Yeah, man. All right, y'all heard it here. Y'all heard it here first. We're gonna have some breaking news, some secret information for y'all next week. So tap in next Monday. We'll see y'all. AB said, get your 30 minutes in. Right, man. We'll see y'all next week.
Yes, sir.
Here you go.
Peace.